What's up? Welcome to our tarot card reading. For today's reading, I'm looking specifically at your person, somebody that you are likely in no contact with or wondering about. I'm going to kind of get their feelings towards you, their vibe, whatever I can pick up on, and relay that to you in the most honest way possible, as well as getting you insight and information. Maybe other things will come up along the way. This reading is relevant to whenever it finds you. I may mention dates that are around my time of recording, but if this comes years later, then you would just have to use your discretion for the messages that come through. I'll take it into an extended where I look more deeply into the messages, but more on that later. Let's go ahead and get this started. I'm going to draw a poesis card, which will be a poem that we'll read to kind of start fresh with the energy. And this poem is going to be something that maybe your person would say or could say to you, but won't or aren't. All right, so let's get ready for that. If you're sensitive, I'm pretty blunt, so maybe watch another reader or something. If you like me, be sure to subscribe, like the video, and comment below so you can help the video reach more people and help more people. Feel free to comment below what your star sign is. Who's checking in with us? Are you a water sign, fire, air, earth, whatever? Some of you are going through a really difficult time, so we got the trigger card. So you're meant to know that the way it feels is very real, very raw, visceral, emotional reactions to the things going on right now. But don't make any harsh or sudden moves based on these huge emotions that you're feeling. Let them pass because they're kind of like storms. You'll have more clarity in hindsight. You will not be clear if you act based off of the heavy emotions that you're going through right now. Let's put that back in the deck. Message from your person in terms of a poem. This could be a direct message. This could be synchronicities or like weird things within the poem. It's different for all of you. We have two coming out, actually. So we have feel, we also have child. So first of all, this makes me feel like inner child stuff is coming out for you in this situation, which could be related to the triggering and stuff like that. It could be a relationship growing slowly, requiring patience like that of a child. Let's go ahead and read the poems, though. Let's start with feel, and then go from there. Again, I'm looking for your person's perspective or something from them to you. The emotional body does not process through clever rationales and analysis. It can only be felt. The flowing of its tides is the formidable force that has the power to shape our physical lives. Diving into our inner ocean, we find old artifacts from the past that need to be revisited, restored, or released. Their excavation can be felt like treasure that holds your growth, your healing. Do not fear the ancient feelings. They are doorways leading us home to ourselves. Maybe this is less from your person and more just spirit forcing itself out, telling you, hey, listen to your inner child, understand what's going on right now, understand your triggers right now. That's more important. Child, close your eyes and pretend you are seeing the whole world with the wide and curious vision of a child. Connect to the purity of wonder and feel how the untethered spirit roars like thunder. Let this perspective bring a smile on your lips. Let it reignite the fire in your eyes. Take this very moment to nourish the beautiful innocence that lives inside. There's something going on with you and your person. It's maybe like a dynamic or something like that, where the issues that you're facing, especially the more sensitive ones, have to do with your inner children These are pains that you are carrying or have been carrying since you were young, a teenager, and like the growing up, in elementary school. These are things, traumas that you've picked up or witnessed from your parents or that have happened to you, and you've dealt with them in your own way the best you could, but you've carried them inside. Maybe some of this is unprocessed, and the situation between you and this person is bringing that out. It's not entirely about this person, not with these cards. This person is simply bringing to the surface these things that you've carried within yourself. This is going to be a time, if you really want to thrive, accept the message that's coming through. And the message is that there is deep work to be done for you. And it's all going to be staring you right in the face right now through the form of shadow, through the form of emotions that are coming up, being triggered. Again, the way to not look at this is to blame another person or to blame it all on the situation. Look at the situation as something that's unearthing or digging out. These feelings are things within you. But I'm kind of getting the sense here that this inner child dynamic, both of you have this like hurt inner child within you. And that's coming out right now. You're bringing it out within each other in this dynamic. I don't always like to, the inner child can simply be, it doesn't have to be an inner child. You can envision the inner child. You can look at it as your younger self. But this is just simply the ways that you have learned to deal with your emotions and the world around you based on the experiences that you've had growing up until now. Most of this taking place in childhood, during the time probably before puberty, for whatever event or events were happening, or however you were raised, however you were growing up, right? Because that's when you're developing. That's when all this stuff is really coming out, and teaching you how to view people, how to view yourself, and how to view the world. So this relationship is inspiring, if that's how you want to say it, a lot of inner growth within you. But there's also probably a lot of damage, probably a lot of triggers, probably a lot of emotions coming up right now in which you could act or do, or the other person could act or do some crazy ass shit, right? If they're not really dealing with these emotions correctly, or in a way that is, I feel like, gentle or understanding. So keep this in mind. Maybe now that we got that out of the way, Spirit will actually let us kind of dig into your person a little bit and have a little bit of fun. Bottom of the deck, we have Surrender. Wow, my lens hates it. And then the top of the deck here, we have the Unknown. Surrender to the unknown. Looked at my recorder. It said 21 minutes and 2 seconds remaining. All right, some oracles here. I'm going to draw some overall oracles for the love journey. And I'll put a couple for you and your person's energy specifically. All right, overall oracles for the love journey that you find yourself on. Overall oracles for the love journey that you find yourself on right now. That should be enough. Awakener, of course. The Shape Changer, Truth. The Sleepwalker, and Strength. For you specifically, in this relationship, in this love journey. And then for your person as well. What do we have for your person's energy over here? All right, overall energies, first and foremost, we have things like the Sleepwalker and the Awakener, right? So there's definitely emotional, spiritual awakenings coming in. There's deep truths, deep realizations coming to the surface. I almost wanted to say service, coming to the surface. Not only about you and yourself and how you handle and process the world from a psychological, spiritual level, but I also feel like perhaps about love, perhaps about this person. So you'll probably be looking at this person from new perspectives and learning, finding out new things about them. It doesn't feel to me like it's coming from them directly. I mean, you could have good conversations where this person opens up and admits stuff, but it just feels like your perception is changing of the other person, and maybe that is reflective of your growth, or that's could even be psychic hits, psychic downloads that you're getting, just clarity coming through for you. So Shape Changer shows me that there were, while the autofocus is, there were ways that you viewed this connection that you thought were static, that you thought were the only way things could be. Things about you, things about them, how they felt about you, how you felt about them. The truth of the situation was one way, only could be that way. But now I see these are changing. This is changing. You're looking at things from a new perspective, and you did not believe that it could be like that. You didn't think that it could be like that. So your perception's being challenged, and this can be very difficult, but I want you to know that this is also a sign of growth. If you're looking at things differently, if the way that you viewed things are changing. But Spirit's asking you to be open, because like you could be shown the truth, you could be shown new ways to view this person or this connection, and still go with the old way, even if that's not really how things are anymore. Maybe out of stubbornness, maybe because that would be more comfortable for you, maybe because the new way of looking at things or your new perspective would challenge you too much, would challenge your ego too much. But you're being asked to change here. You're being asked to start looking at things differently as it's introduced to you. For some of you, I see that this is going to be like letting go. I see a thread as you let go, like a thread being led. So there's definitely this kind of connection here between you and this person that may or may not be super healthy. But it feels like a lot of you are being asked to let go of something, even if there's still a thread that remains. We'll see what else comes out. For you, you have disguise, exile, thief, and silence. I want to say that you either took a step back from this person voluntarily, or you felt pushed away by this person, but the energy's coming through that you almost took a step back. You're kind of like, I'm letting go, I'm done with this person. It's like you were in a phase or in a realm where you couldn't reach this person, and I do feel like that's voluntary on your end. The thing is, though, you did this to take space from this person, but you're still completely energetically looking at them, connected to them. And if me saying that is enough for you to write a comment, no, Taroverse, I'm not actually. Well, the fact that you would need to defend yourself probably shows that you're still being like elicited a reaction about that. So you definitely still energetically are connected. A lot of you just need to know that stepping back isn't something that you say to yourself. It's a process. It's an energetic process. And you need to be very sure that you're doing it. It's also not something you can force. You could take the steps to do it, but if you still find yourself connected, I feel like there's surrender in that, in just like allowing yourself to disconnect, even if you feel you're not fully disconnecting, and allowing it to fade or allowing something to happen. What's important is that you're not trying to control things. That's what's healthy versus unhealthy. Everything else is up to nature. It's up to God, basically. It's up to timing. But you definitely tried to, take a step back there. But you're still feeling connected. Someone stole your heart. You may also feel lied to or tricked by this person. Likely because of ghosting. So, the audio input on my camera broke, so like I can't use external microphones. I have a backup camera. That's what I was using for when I did the 2-shot readings. It's not as good. The autofocus isn't as good, so that's why you might be seeing it pulsate. So sorry, those of you that are really keen to the visuals. I am. I sent it to Fuji today to repair, so hopefully that all goes well. Wish me luck. Still good. It's still, Even a not so good Fuji, I feel like, gives you good picture quality. A lot of you guys are like, what camera do you use? Fuji's. Because I like their color. For your person, heroism, fearless, and the tomb. The tomb's definitely showing me that this person represses a lot, keeps a lot down. Energies can be reversed, so you could be your person could be you. It could be a little bit of a mix between the two. But there's a lot going on down beneath the surface of this person that they would rather stay. They would rather keep it down. Up until now, I think they're going through some kind of like shadow work journey, or some kind of journey where they are very fearlessly facing these things that they push down, their own traumas, likely the things that made them ghost or got in the way between you two. Now, of course, some people ghost because they're not interested. And if these are short-lived connections, didn't last very long, and you're not hearing from this person after a while, stop waiting and just move on. Allow yourself to process what you need to process. Realize that a lot of this might be attachment trauma from the past, and simply just try to move on the best you can and forget about this person. Some of you may be on an actual journey with this person, in which I do think that, of course, there's that connection between you guys. And you likely kind of sense that they're doing this kind of like internal work. So that's definitely coming up in the cards here. I mean, sometimes comments are like, yeah, this person blocked me, so, no. Boundaries, people. If somebody blocks you, you in no way, shape, or form should be trying to contact or should be thinking that they're interested in you. If you have been blocked by somebody, you move on. That block says, don't talk to me, don't cross these boundaries. And I feel like for some people that's very hard to realize, but you gotta let go. You have to, like, if you continue to reach out to somebody after a block, that's called harassment. Nobody finds that romantic. You know what I mean? So understand the boundaries here and understand, levels of respect. There's ghosting, there's blocking, there's fading away, and there's people having issues. You really need to pay attention to levels of communication here. And I think this boils down to self-respect as well. The more self-respect that you have, the more you will respect somebody else's boundaries in terms of, them blocking, them ghosting. There's reasons behind everything. People do these things for a reason. A lot of the time, the reason could be that they're scared of emotions. A lot of the time, the reason could be that they're not interested, right? What I'm picking up here with this person is that right now they're doing very deep work, and very likely the work that they're doing, they realized they had to do it because of what happened between you two. Getting wisdom. I don't want to go to the tarot just yet. Wisdom and the key is coming through between you guys, as well as one more. Mercy. Yeah, I'm picking up here for you guys that this is them not really wanting to disconnect, somebody not really wanting to disconnect, but doing it anyways because they had something that they needed to understand, to find out, or to learn about themselves. Crow energy coming up really strong here in between you two. It's like I feel like this person has to deep dive to find out something about themselves before they can open up back again. There's a key that needs to unlock something within them. A theme that keeps coming up subtly is compassion. And this is for you. This is for you, your inner child, what you're going through. Be easy on yourself for however you feel, no matter what's going on. You cannot learn about yourself. You cannot have deeper levels of yourself open up unless you're compassionate towards yourself. That's the first gateway into your subconscious, into your inner child actually speaking to you, into these levels of you unlocking. Be easy on yourself. And the easier you are, the more mercy you have on yourself, your past mistakes, or who you are now. Not only do you learn about yourself, but you also will be more compassionate for other people. You'll be able to understand people better. The ultimate tool for wisdom, to completely understand other people, is to be able to empathize, for them to understand their situation. And you do that through compassion, through understanding. And that comes first through you practicing and you doing that on yourself. If you can't do that for yourself, you can't do that for other people. You will always be blocked from further truly understanding another person. Mean people will never understand another person as much as a nice person, or let's say an open, compassionate person. Let's go into the tarot. Any messages that want to come out here? Any messages that want to come out here? This is energy basically between you two. All right, first coming out is the Crossroads. Little Gemini energy with that one. And then we're also getting Death, little Scorpio energy. Does that mean you have to be Gemini or Scorpio? No, I don't think this has to do with your guys' signs. We're also getting the Six of Swords and the Four of Cups. So, Crossroads is energy between you guys. Definitely showing me that this is a period of thinking, a period of choices, and a period where you guys will either converge or diverge. You either come together or you won't, basically. At this time right now, I feel like you both are thinking very critically about yourselves, your energy, also the situation of the relationship. So some of you, this could be less about ghosting. I mean, I think a lot of that could be happening, but it could be about you guys having like a recent split, argument, or breakup where you guys are kind of on the rocks and trying to figure things out here. Death is showing me that things are definitely going to change though. No matter what, whether you guys get back together, reconcile, reconnect, or completely separate, whatever energy there was before is never going back to that. So you're learning a lot about yourself. You're leveling up, I feel like. Your eyes are going to be open. You're deepening more energetically because of this situation. That's the positive here. But if you guys get back together or reconnect, I see you seeing each other differently, likely on a much deeper and more understanding level, which means better communication, which means better love. I see whatever's happening here in the future between you guys. Basically, the answer, will we get back together, will we reconcile or not, is still a little ways away. One partner, I'm feeling your person, not you, but I'm feeling your person likely needs more time to think things over. But they're not thinking about things. This is definitely on their mind. And they're using it as a form of like growth. They're growing from this. I'm hearing that you guys need to have a talk. You will have a talk probably about this, especially if this is more on the lines of you guys broke up and you're trying to figure out how you should move together. I feel more communication coming in. Give me some swords. It's not giving me swords, it's giving me another version of death, rebirth. I feel like you guys are going to be definitely changing quite heavily. It's about 50-50. Some of you are not getting back together, some of you are. It's going to depend on your timelines here. You're going to need to be patient with this person. They are thinking. Don't pressure them too much. And if you're feeling triggered, don't go off on this person. They need time to think and they need space here. They will get back to you, especially because I feel like you guys have pretty decent communication as it is. Open and surrender. So open, again, that's challenging the way that you look at things, looking at things from different perspectives here, allowing different perspectives in, feeling with your third eye, your intuition, placing the focus back on yourself. Some of you are spiraling too much about the what ifs, spiraling too much about this person. You've got to just be figuring yourself out right now and why you feel the way that you do. not necessarily about let's make how I feel go away by getting back together with this person. No, there's that split to make you feel this way so you can grow from it. Surrender again coming out. Allow things to go their own natural way. I am picking up a lot of stormy emotions for the viewer right now. A lot of you are really going through it. Ugly cries, stuff like that. But just, let yourself go through that, I feel like. We're going to clarify real deep. We're going to go deep in this extended and hopefully look at the future a little bit, get you some future clarity there as well. So join me. That'll be in the description box below. We're still in wave 4. This month had like 5 or 6 weeks total. I don't know why. So we're still in the last week of the month, basically. So it's going to be considered a wave 4. Thank you in advance if you do decide to come as a member. It helps support the channel immensely. But let's leave off with a really cool message. Fire and water, red and blue, innocence, and the magician. Your pure energy. The you that is most pure, the inner child, the childlike you. Without all the filters, the second guessing, the thinking, the conditioning, just the you who is you. The pure you. Think about who that is. The you that just wants the best for yourself and others, that exists there. That is your untapped potential. That is your most energy. That is what will manifest and show you exactly what you can get. When you know exactly what you want, not what you think you want, when you know what exactly is best for you, and when you want that, that is when you are a manifesting machine. That is when you are in your deepest power. But if you're trying to manifest things that are kind of not really in line with you, you could still manifest them. I mean, energy, works in crazy ways. You can still get these things. But your life can feel like a dream when you're truly aligned, right? When you want what is best for you. And I feel like this situation is putting you on a path where you end up like that, in alignment with yourself and your desires. And that just gets you manifesting like crazy. More of that in the extended. I'll see you there. It's in the description box below. Thank you very much for coming to this reading. Again, be sure to subscribe if you'd like. It's always a pleasure to have you here at Taroverse. I'll see you next time.